Alright everybody, long time no see. It's been a while since I made a video, so we have got some stuff to talk about here. Now, the last thing I posted on any kind of social media was a picture. It looked pretty similar to this. I drew up these arrows here, and I basically gave my key levels. This was following us getting this move to the upside and front-running all-time high, which if you watched my last video, you know that, the scenario that I think is least probable here is that we do end up front-running all-time high, like we have here, but we end up actually reversing from it and getting a significant reversal of this uptrend rather than just this little retracement that we've got so far. I think it's pretty unlikely that we front run this massive range high yet again, like we've done here, here, and here, and then get like a full-on range rotation following the front run. I don't think that's very likely. But as we know, in trading, things can change, new information can be presented, so let's take a look at how things look around this high and just in general, and see if I'm still feeling that way. So first, these little arrows that I drew on my chart are pretty much, the key levels. It's kind of pointing out the void in between the key zones that I'm watching. And, so far we have retraced to one pretty significant zone. It is the point of control, along with some other confluence here, a golden pocket pulled from this low to this high. And I also took the volume of this little mini range here, so there's some confluence in that zone. But before I move on, let me make sure that this is indeed still the point of control. It looks like it is. So we can, slightly adjust that value area high. Looks like that's a little different. We'll adjust the value area low. But, overall, the levels are still basically the same. There's still this high volume zone right here, which I've outlined as another area of confluence. There's some more confluence in there that I am keeping a secret because it is smart money concepts. Shout out to White Phoenix. First, let's see, was there anything, bearish up at this high that would kind of make me reconsider my position? Could this maybe be a significant top before a reversal? Let's check. So on the weekly time frame, we do have a pretty large weekly wick here. That is not really, a great sign in terms of price action. I would like to say that this is probably the largest wick, bearish wick, the biggest buy to sell that we've had in 1 week, at least within this range. So let me take a little measurement tool and let me magnet that to the body of the candle and up to the wick. And we'll roughly put that on there. And all right, we'll say it's about the same size as the weekly wick we had at all-time high. So, that is a pretty, significant buy to sell there. There's clearly a lot of selling going on here. People front running all-time high with their TPs, I would assume. And on Market Cipher, we can see that the weekly momentum wave is kind of, appearing like it's getting close to topping out. The VWAP is pointing to the downside. It's currently sitting about right here, so it's kind of close to crossing over the zero line, meaning we're kind of close to printing a red dot on this momentum wave here, at least if this, downwards momentum continues. We have seen previously the, weekly VWAP pointing to the downside, and it looked like momentum was struggling a little bit right here, but we kind of turned that around and got another aggressive push to the upside. So, I don't like to look at the weekly time frame and say just because things are currently trending towards, the downside, it seems like we may be topping out in terms of momentum. Things can change very quickly, and I especially think things can kind of turn around here. We may be able to see another push to the upside with the VWAP and momentum because of the way the money flow looks. Money flow is still moving to the upside pretty healthily. We are currently approaching previous weekly highs. This is the highest weekly money flow has been since, really last bull market. We have reached these points previously when we put in all-time high. Now money flow is getting to that same point again. So the bearish weekly wick plus the potential for momentum to top out here is definitely something going in the bears' favor here, but money flow, I would say, is still pointing in the bulls' favor. It's still moving to the upside. And, I still kind of maintain my stance that as long as we don't take out all-time high, I'm still looking at this as a target. So just because we're retracing here doesn't necessarily change my overall bias. But I think if we had taken out all-time high with this wick and then we started retracing here with these bearish divergences, that would be a different story. But since we front ran it, I'm still kind of looking at the possibility of another push to the upside. now on the daily time frame, we can start looking for divergences because the swings in structure here are represented in momentum. We can see clear upswings and clear downswings. So let's see, did we diverge as we came up to front run all-time high? Was there any local divergences as we worked our way up there? And if we zoom in, there was not. Momentum put in a higher high as price did. There was technically, a slight bear div previously, but that got invalidated. Price put in a higher high, momentum technically lower low, but money flow was putting in a higher high, so that was not a strong div anyway. So there's no momentum div. Momentum has clearly put in a higher high right here. What about money flow? Money flow appears like it is putting in a higher high right now, so if there was any slight divergences at the point where we actually put in the high, which it looks like there was, money flow was a little bit lower, but that has since been invalidated because money flow continued to move to the upside. So, based on daily market cipher, I would say there's not really many signs of this being a weak high. We have higher highs with momentum and higher highs with money flow. And as we start getting to the midterm time frames, money flow on the 4-hour does seem to be coming out still, which maybe leads me to think that there may be more retracement in store. Maybe we end up retracing to another significant level before finding a significant bottom, at least based on how the 4-hour looks right now, because there's clearly a downtrend with money flow. But it does look like we are trying to hold the 0 line as support. We've dipped into the red twice now, very shallow moves. Price or money flow quickly rebounded back above the 0 line. So we'll see if money flow can hold the line here, but if not, I think if we start putting in a lower low, then there may be a bit more retracing to do before money flow ultimately curves back to the upside. And we can check the time frames lower than that to see if they agree. 3-hour does appear like it's putting in lower lows right now. So yeah, I would say the overall curvature on the 3-hour does seem like it's following through to the downside. 2-hour, I would say the exact same thing. We're putting in lower lows. And on the 1-hour time frame, money flow also putting in lower lows. There was some bullish div on that most recent local low, though. We came down to put in a lower low, and I did actually take a little long trade from here. Not sure if it's going to work out, but there were some divergences, especially on the lower time frames. The money flow looked a lot better, like this 30-minute nice money flow and momentum divs. But it does look like, we're kind of struggling with the follow through. So again, possibly because of the 2-hour through 4-hour money flow, maybe we need to retrace a bit more. I would say, in general, we didn't really see too many super bearish signs at this high. There wasn't even 4-hour momentum divs. There actually was 4-hour money flow divs locally. But, there wasn't too many strong signs of this being a significant top, at least not on the daily, which I think is the most significant time frame to be viewing this on. And we did front run this all-time high yet again, which does make me think that eventually we will try to work our way back up here. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to front run this high this many times just to never hit it, just to, reverse from here and never see that level again. So I would say at this point, I am, basically waiting for a bullish enough sign, something from here to here telling me that this retrace is over and that we may have put in a significant low to try and come back up towards all-time high. I'm waiting for that kind of a bullish sign. I don't think we, necessarily see it yet. We have seen many times, though, where price will kind of find a significant low without those, super high time frame bullish setups. Like, the 4-hour may look like crap, and then it can just end up turning around. Money flow can hold the 0 line of support and just turn back to the upside. And maybe those lower time frame bullish divs are, what produces a significant low, but I would not say that very confidently right now, just based off of what I see. And final thing I want to talk about, this is something that I've been looking at recently. It is the liquidation map on CoinGlass. I, am not the best at viewing this. I think it's pretty straightforward, but I haven't done too much testing to really, be able to say for sure that I completely understand this. But what this is doing is it's showing basically, liquidations at certain levels. And the yellow areas, you can see the little scale here goes from purple to blue to green to yellow. Yellow is the most. So at the yellow points, there is a lot of liquidations. And just based on this, I would say that there is a lot more liquidations above us than below us. It looks like we already took out a lot of liquidity from this move to the upside here. and in that process, we have built up a lot of liquidity above us. There are still some yellow spots below us, definitely some liquidity to be taken if we continue lower, but I would say that, in terms of liquidity, at least just based on this little chart that I'm looking at here, it looks like there's more to the upside than to the downside. And it especially looks like there is a lot right around that all-time high, or right around this high that front ran all-time high. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's a little bit of confluence to go along with it too. Other than that, my plans are pretty much trade what price is giving me. If we start ranging somewhere, I will trade that. In terms of like swing trades, I'm not looking for any swing longs at the moment, but if things develop a bit more bullishly, maybe we get a retrace here and then come back down towards this low, get even better looking divs, maybe on like the 4-hour and down, we start seeing some bullish signs, and maybe we then start breaking market structure, start working our way back to the upside. Maybe at some point like this or this, I'd say, all right, now I'm a little bit more confident in us actually reversing back to the upside from here. Or maybe we continue retracing and we see those higher time frame bullish signs somewhere else. But yeah, at this point, I'm being patient. I'm watching this retrace, and if it starts, appearing like it's turning around to the bull side, then, I will probably start looking for longs, targeting the all-time high again. All right, that does it for this one. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like, subscribing, leaving a comment. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you all in the next video, which hopefully won't take 2 weeks to come out. All right, later, guys.